Bank of Canada is in a difficult spot right now because they need to maintain a balance between inflation, which might get triggered due to tariff threats, and on the flip side, they need to worry about the slowing economy or even a recession. So because of these tariffs, they have put majority of Toronto real estate market on pause right now. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how these tariff threats are going to impact the housing market in the city of Toronto and as well as in a greater Toronto market. And if you get any value out of this content, then please smash the like button, and also please do subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel like this to grow. And if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. So the first impact these tariffs, if they stay in place for an extended period of time, is they're going to increase the construction cost. That's ultimately going to increase or drive up the housing cost. So the supply chain between US and Canada, they're highly integrated, especially the construction material. For example, Canadian builders heavily rely on US-based steel companies to source these crucial construction material. For example, flange beams, you can see on the screen. This is one of the core construction material which comes from US to Canada. And if the price of these construction material goes up, ultimately the housing cost also goes up, especially for new construction properties. Second tariff impact is going to be that there's going to be less number of houses which will be sold. For example, you can see on the screen, there's a data of number of sales for the month of February of for all property types in Greater Toronto area. And here you can see in the year of 2025, we've seen the lowest number of sales as compared to last 10 years in whole of GTA area in the month of February. Even in the year of 2024 and 2023 in the month of February, when the interest rates were at all-time high, this is the year of 2024, and this is the year of 2023 when the interest rates were going up. And now the interest rates have also come down, but that has not helped in increasing the number of sales. So the chances are high, if these tariff threats stay in place or stay around, we will not see many sales happening in the GTA market. Because by working on the ground level, what we're noticing is that not many buyers are right now comfortable from entering the market, and that's primarily due to there's so much instability and uncertainty in the market. And on top of this, the job market is also not great in the market right now. Not many people are comfortable taking up a responsibility of paying a mortgage at the same time where they have a risk of losing a job. So that's what we're noticing in the market. And the third impact these tariffs are going to have is on the prices. So here's a trend line of average prices of all property types in Greater Toronto area. The red trend line is the prices or average prices of properties, and the blue trend line you can see is the Bank of Canada's overnight rate. So this data is from November of 2020 up till February of 2025, and here you can see in the month of February, March of 2022 where things went off the chart and the prices went up like crazy. And this is where the Bank of Canada stepped in and they started increasing interest rates. So you can see a correlation between the increase in interest rate and decreasing of prices. So we can see a downward pressure onto the prices as the interest rates were increasing, and they came down about by 20-25% give and take. And after that, the prices have gone through ups and downs and kind of found a baseline. And if now tariffs stick around for the extended period of time, chances are high we're going to see some downward pressure onto the prices, especially for condos, because there's so much supply of condos. So that's why there's going to be pressure on condos. But I want to clarify one more thing, that is condos which have good layout, decent view, they are still moving. They're still going to do okay depending from location to location. But the condos with bad layouts, or if the condo is a cookie cutter, then I can see the prices of those going down further if the tariffs stick around. And third, freehold properties are going to be less volatile in 416 area as compared to 905. Basically, I'm talking about houses. So in 416 area is basically Toronto proper. In that area, we don't see that much we see less volatility as compared to 905, that is outside Toronto area for houses I'm talking about. So the fourth impact the tariffs are going to have is on interest rates. So are they going to cut down the rates even further, or they're going to do the opposite of that, that is basically potential rate hikes, or they're going to maintain the rates where they are? So there was a recent inflation data which came out recently for the month of February of 2025, and the inflation rate jumped up to 2.6%. That is, it surpassed the estimates of the economists, that is 2.2%, and it turned out to be 2.6%. So this puts Bank of Canada in a difficult position, because reason being tariffs will trigger more job losses, and at the same time recent increase in inflation data will force Bank of Canada to bring in restrictive monetary policy or measures, and tariffs will also bring cost pressures too. So Bank of Canada is in a catch-22 situation, to be honest. And Tiff Macklem had a similar thoughts. Just take a look.
Certainly what we're hearing from Canadians, that they are becoming more worried about their job security, particularly in export-oriented sectors. That, of course, means that they're becoming more cautious in their spending, so domestic demand will also slow. That will all put downward pressure on inflation. But as I outlined earlier, there are a number of direct cost pressures involved with tariffs. The Canadian dollar is depreciating. Anything you import is more expensive as a result.
So it's really hard to answer how the interest rates are going to pan out down the line. But in my opinion, chances are high on April 16th. By the way, this is the schedule of Bank of Canada's monetary policy announcement dates. This is the next policy announcement date is on April 16th. Chances are high, according to me, that's my personal opinion totally, that I think they're going to hold the rates on April 16th. They're not going to do increase or decrease of rate. But it's very much dependent upon what happens on April 2nd, what Donald Trump does on tariffs. If they go all out on tariffs against Canada, then they might cut the rate. But chances are slim. I think they're going to keep the rate as is on April 16th. And further down the line on June 4th or July 30th, it's hard to say how things pan out, but we'll have to keep an eye out. But hope for the best, but we'll see how things pan out. So what does it mean if you're a buyer in this market? If you're someone who's looking to get into the market for another 2 to 3 months from now, I would suggest get in with a long-term mindset, that is buying and holding for 4 to 5 years, because over the long run, you're going to do well. And there are tons of opportunities out there for you. I would take advantage of those. And on the flip side, if you're a seller in this market, if your situation allows to do so, I would hold on to your property for a year or two, because chances are high by that time, situation will be much better than what it is today. And in terms of tariff chaos we are in right now, what about that? So I think once we get new leadership in place, it will get sorted out. But we'll see how things turn out to be. Until then, take care. See you in the next video.